Hey Kaza Nation, it's your Kaza Investor Network here, and going to do a quick video today on an issue that you may run into in some of your houses. Unfortunately, what we won't have on this video is what we really need, which is smell-o-vision, because what we're looking at today is how we addressed pet smell in a home. We had one of our project houses that had some really bad pet urine smell from a number of years worth of cats and dogs living in a house, and it was really pretty ungood. So a couple of different ways to deal with that. We're down here in the lower level of the house that happens to have a concrete slab. Makes some things easier, some things harder, but one of the first things you'll want to do is try to determine what just needs to be removed in the way of material to remove the smell. Obviously, the biggest issue is that urine and odors seep into trim and drywall and studs, and it can get in everywhere, just like water. So this looks like perhaps a water damage repair, but actually what this was a situation where the smell was so bad here in the basement that the drywall just had to be removed. We didn't want to take the chance of trying to just clean anything up, but rather just remove the offending material. So drywall, trim, everything from about 4 feet down has been removed. Relatively easy then to replace because it's a nice 4-foot section of drywall that can go back on top of it. But then just to be safe, you can do a couple of things. And you can do this instead of removing material to start to see what kind of effect it has depending on how bad the smell is. But applying apple cider vinegar to a room or an affected area is usually your first step in trying to eliminate pet urine odor. Just get you some gallon jugs of apple cider vinegar and a pump sprayer that you can get from the hardware store, and literally just spray the walls and floors. Obviously remove everything that you know you're going to remove, any hardwood, carpet, any trim that you know is going to come out anyway. Take out everything that you want to take out, and then just spray the rest with a light coating of apple cider vinegar. It's already wet, so if you over wet it and you do any damage, you're going to take it out anyway. But just try a light coating first of the apple cider vinegar in the affected area. Give it a day or two to air out and dry out, and then kind of see what you're left with after maybe 1 or 2 coats even of the apple cider vinegar. If you are, as we did in this room, taking out the drywall first, then if you have things like outlets, maybe a good idea would be to get some plastic sandwich bags, tie them around the outlets, because what you're going to be doing is probably spraying along the floor where most of the odor would be coming from, but you want to be sure that you don't get any of your electric or any of your ductwork wet with anything. But give it a light spray of that, see how that works. In this case, we then followed that up with some sprayed on oil-based paint. Kills is another name brand of heavy-duty odor blocking paint you can use, but any good thick oil-based paint sprayed or rolled on into the affected room will also usually help to get rid of the worst of it. A technique that I've heard other people use also is bleach. Bleach may work as well, but do be very careful. Make sure that you have a qualified contractor applying that. Bleach is very noxious to smell. Apple cider vinegar isn't too fun either when you have a whole room of it. So make sure that if you're doing it, you're appropriately dressed and protected. But using anything stronger than that, definitely have somebody else do it. And definitely do not ever combine your apple cider vinegar and bleach. That creates a noxious gas, so be aware of what you're using. But apple cider vinegar is usually fairly inert and not harmful to use in a room like this. So you could try the apple cider and or try the bleach and or then try to seal the area with some of the oil-based paint. And then if that doesn't work, then you just have to remove any of the offending items. That may include floorboards. If you're in an area that has wood floor, you'll be able to identify the dark water damage in the floorboards underneath your hardwood or carpet or whatever's on that upper level. And then just like if it were regular water damage, you'll just want to replace any of that damaged wood once you've uncovered it. It is really difficult once wood has been stained badly with water or urine or anything to get that smell to come out. It's usually just cheaper, faster, and easier just to pull that piece out and replace it. Same thing, again, with trim and drywall. If it's really pretty bad, it is really easier just to take it out and replace it now, rather than do work, try to cover it up, try to paint it, refinish the room, and then find out that the smell is still there. It's just not worth messing with. It causes all manner of problems. To still have a smelly house when you're done with your nice finished house and it doesn't smell good. But first thing, try that apple cider vinegar trick and or removing some of the worst pieces. Give it a day or two to air out after you spray it with the apple cider vinegar. See if it gets close enough that you think you can get the rest of it covered with the oil-based paint, and then go from there. So that's what we do. Give it a shot. I hope it works for you. If you have any other questions or thoughts, feel free to give us a shout or check us out on CasaInvestorNetwork.com. Thanks a bunch. We'll see you next time.